Hot. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for our main event. We have Mr. Wade Boggs here with us. We're going to be doing a couple of breaks. We're going to break a 1983 Topps baseball pack looking for Mr. Boggs rookie card. We're also be doing a 2020 National Treasures first off the line baseball box. I'm going to randomize the list. I'm going to explain the positions because the pack is from 20th to 34th, and for the box it is position 11 through 18. Everybody else will explain to you what you'll be receiving. I'm going to go ahead and randomize the list. Good luck. 10, the hard way. Nice. All right. Here we go.
Good thing it wasn't Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Should have been a 2 and a 6.
There you go.
here we go.
That would have been bizarre.
2,
Yeah. Lou Maloney's retired number.
There you go.
6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. There's the lists. There are a total of 300 names in this list. All right. That's a break. Here we go. Email this out to the crew. All right. So, in first place, we have Andrew Walton. Andrew, you're going to receive Mr. Wade Boggs 1993 Finest Refracted Card, PSA 9.
Beautiful.
Second,
Very nice.
Yeah, second place. It's going to be Luke. All the way down. Mr. Boggs is going to sign, I believe, 6 baseballs, a couple of his rookie cards from 1983. So that will be going out to 2nd through 10th. And then 11th, which is the pack. I'm sorry, this is the box. It's going to be right here. But first, Leighton, you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We're going to be doing the pack, which is 20th through 34th. So I'll scroll down the lists. There we go. All right. Mr. Boggs, it was a pleasure. Leighton Sheldon is going to take over now, and he'll talk to you for a bit.
Hey, Mr. Boggs, how are you doing today?
Good evening, Leighton. How are you?
Oh, very well. Thanks for joining us. I sincerely appreciate
Sure.
it.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully there's a rookie card in there.
I'm hoping so, and I'm not sure, when you were a kid growing up, did you have an affinity to collect baseball cards? Were you a collector of, other things?
I never really collected bubblegum cards. Actually, you'd get them and put them on the spokes of your tires on your bicycle and make it sound like that you had a motorbike rather than. I'm sure somewhere along the line I had a Mickey Mantle or something on my bike, but no, never got into collecting cards.
That's cool. Out of curiosity, did you collect anything else when you were a young kid, like stamps or coins or marbles, anything like that?
Never did. I was not a collector. I probably spent too much time on the sandlot.
Yeah, I was going to say, it probably is what led you to be such a successful hitter in the major leagues, is my guess. And part of the reason why I never got beyond rec ball. But we can save that story for another day.
Absolutely.
So really appreciate you joining Vintage Breaks and, of course, all of our Breaking Maniacs today. Special shout out to my friend and I think our mutual friend, Patrick Anino, who was able to make this all happen today. It's really going to be a lot of fun because we're going to start off by opening a pack from your rookie year, 1983. And, if you kind of remember anything at all from the baseball card world, which I realize you weren't involved in much, that generally, if it was produced for the 1983 season, it actually would have been when you were playing in 1982. So maybe you came up from the minors. I don't remember, I didn't look at your stats before we got on, but like even if you, for example, had 88 at bats, Topps may have made a card review for the 1983 season if you played in 1982. So in this pack, we might get Tony Gwynn, we might get a Ryan Sandberg rookie, second year Cal Ripken. Do you have any memories at all from Topps coming early in your career and taking photographs of yourself?
Well, in actuality, I made the club out of spring training, and I was third in the Rookie of the Year voting. Cal Ripken was first, Ken Herbeck was second, and I was third. So, I 82 was my rookie year. I set the rookie record for highest batting average. So, 83 was my sophomore year, actually, but my card didn't come out until my second year. So my rookie card is actually my second year.
Interesting. So do you remember, was it something contractual with Topps, like where you didn't reach an agreement with them, or was it something else where maybe the dates didn't line up as to why you didn't have a card the year before?
Well, I was in AAA. I wasn't called up to the big leagues, and
Okay.
and I had won the batting title in AAA in 1981 and didn't get the call up to the big leagues. So that's probably the reason that that Topps didn't make a card of me during that winter for the release in the spring of 82. I went home after the 81 season, and I wasn't even on the 40-man roster. I wasn't put on the 40-man roster until that November. So I was sort of one of those under the radar guys that Topps didn't know about. And then come to find out, I didn't have a rookie card. So my rookie card, like I said, was 1983.
That's interesting. And as we get started opening this, did that make you, more determined than ever to be a good hitter? Did that come from something that you learned in Little League or from your dad? Where did that influence on your hitting come from?
My father coached me when I was in Little League and made me read The Science of Hitting by Ted Williams. And I was a huge Ted Williams fan. And just practice. That was the thing. And knew I had the talent. Just had to work hard enough to make it surface.
Absolutely. Well, really appreciate once again you joining us. Without further ado, we're going to get started here. The first card will be right underneath. I don't know if you have any recollection of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So do us all.
I've eaten enough of that. Exactly.
So
I really wouldn't venture into it right now, being a pack of 83.
Well, we
It
actually
might be
have
a
some
little
people in our
stale.
community that really like that, but there's lots of things that make the world go round. So
Sure, absolutely.
what's really interesting is I think no matter if you were a serious collector, if you were someone like yourself who just tried to make some noise with your bike, or really anything in between, I think what's so interesting about this is that we all remember this no matter what we remember from the cards. Because I remember chewing like wads of this after buying like 5-6 packs, joking around with my friends, how many pieces can you get in your mouth? And then like literally you could time on your watch. 15, 18 seconds later, like all the flavor was gone.
It was like chewing tree sap, basically.
Yeah, something like that. All right,
Yeah.
So we're going to get going here. If there's anyone in particular that strikes a fancy with you, that like I remember Ken Obergfell, and granted I was a young pup when you were, kind of getting started, but I remember Ken Obergfell. Any memories of him? This one's well-centered, actually.
Never played against Ken.
Okay.
He was in the National League a majority of the time, and got to remember back then we didn't have interleague play.
So interesting. Speaking of interleague play, is that something that you're a pro? Do you enjoy it as a fan? Would you have enjoyed it as a player?
Well, I did later on in my career. We did have interleague play where we played the Mets and Philadelphia and the Marlins and I'm sort of the old school guy. I enjoy the American League versus the National League, and then you have the World Series, and it's the best of both leagues. Now, guys change leagues but it does give an opportunity for other cities to actually see opposing players that they may not ever see in their lifetime, and going back to the days that early on you wouldn't be able to see a Cal Ripken or any of the great players that played their whole career in one league.
No, it's a great point. And my dad told me that part of what made the All-Star game. So my dad was born in Brooklyn. And my dad told me that as far as the All-Star game, went in Major League Baseball, it was really special for him and his friends growing up because, as you just alluded to, there was no interleague play. So the only time you could see, Mickey Mantle shaking hands with Willie Mays would either be in the World Series or at the All-Star game.
And they were in the World Series quite a bit, so they shook hands quite a bit.
Yeah, they did. My dad.
Well, I
had
see you holding up Phil Necro. He
I
was,
did, yeah. So Hall of Famer.
One of my idols growing up. I lived in Georgia and listened to the Braves game on radio after my father's softball games, and that's how I learned to throw the knuckleball. And I've got 2 1/3 innings in the big leagues with 2 strikeouts, and we just recently lost Nuxie, a member of the Hall of Fame, and he was just his humor was second to none. He could light up a room, and he was a treat to be around. He really was.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that very much. The knuckleball itself, how long did it take you to feel like, hey, I could throw this in a game one day?
Well, actually, I made my high school team as a knuckleball pitcher, and then wound up playing shortstop my junior and senior year, and threw it all the way since Little League, probably since I was 8 years old. And then finally in 1997, got the opportunity when we're getting killed in Anaheim with the Yankees. And I told Joe Torre and Mel Stottlemyre, hey, I'll give you an inning to save our bullpen, and went down and eventually struck out Todd Green to end the inning and got a standing ovation from all the Angel fans. So it was I was extremely out of my element, but it was super exciting.
Did you save the ball from the K?
No, I should have. I really should have.
It's all right. Next time, call me if you're not sure.
There you go. There you go.
That's really cool. Really appreciate you sharing those kinds of amazing stories, and really your attention to detail is incredible. And candidly, we've been blessed here at Vintage Breaks to open some packs with all-time greats, like yourself in other sports. And what I find is the common thread through all of your stories is the attention to detail is really amazing. So appreciate your sharing. Look at Don Balor, also a former Yankee.
Well, this was a big addition in 1986 when we went to the World Series, and just his presence alone in the clubhouse was unbelievable, and he was a huge part of our run going and making the playoffs, and then eventually going to the World Series.
All right, next up, I don't know if you remember the hype from early in his career, because he came into the league a little bit before you, but was certainly around during it, although he was in the other league, in the National League. Fernando Mania.
Absolutely, Fernando Mania. I think I've got a couple at bats off of him, and maybe an All-Star game or something, but yeah, he was the real deal. I mean, he set Mexico on its ear when he came over, and the Latin flavor going into Dodger Stadium was very visible.
So right after the former Red, we now have another Hall of Famer, really cool, very well centered, and you hear me saying that term. And so what I'm referring to is how the actual photo is in between the left and right borders and the top and bottom. Because they grade cards these days on a scale of 1 to 10, and the closer you can get to that 10, that gem mint condition, sometimes they can bring a really big premium for cards. And so we'll talk about your rookie card, in just a few minutes. But if you check this out, look how well centered this is.
Wow,
it's a gorgeous
Bird be
card.
home by 11. Exactly.
Yeah, former Hall of Famer, or former ball player, but Hall of Famer.
Played golf with him many a times in Cooperstown.
That's cool. Well, I've heard a bunch of stories about the folks going out up there. It sounds like a real good time. Now, this was the game card, back when we were kids. We would have scratched that off as quickly as we could to see if we won anything. So I always find when we get to packs like this with former greats like yourself, like, hey, do I remember Glenn Adams? No. I'm curious if you do, and if you have something interesting to tell us about him.
Actually, I don't.
I didn't think you did, so we're going to keep moving
Actually,
on here.
I don't.
Now, not related to the Doors, Jim Morrison from the Pirates.
Actually, playing against Jim, but never struck up a conversation with him.
Okay. Former Astro, Vern Rule.
Vern Rule. Once again, have faced him, but no conversations.
Wow. So these were the I wasn't a big fan of these White Sox uniforms. Jim Kern, remember him, former pitcher from the.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was an outfitter in Texas as far as hunting goes. He had a big hunting operation in Texas. Yeah, he was big old burly beard.
So next up, I would imagine you've heard of him, former Pirate pitcher. What I really dig is if you look at his little photo right there, I personally love the pirate, like the cap, that boxcar kind of style. But look how he's wearing his sunglasses in the photo.
Those are some extra large sunglasses. Those aren't your everyday Oakleys.
Yeah, I think
those are prescriptions. I think those were prescriptions.
Or he was playing around with the Topps photographer that day.
There you go.
All right, so the next spot is the Candy Man. Do you remember John Candelara?
Oh, he was nasty. I faced him quite a bit, not only in spring training, but yeah, he was not fun to face. He was one of those Randy Johnson guys.
So speaking of tough guys to face, if you had to say, like, the number one or top two pitchers that just gave you, and we all know, at least from stats, for those of you who weren't, for those of you out there that are watching that weren't blessed enough to watch Mr. Boggs play, who was like the number one or the top two couple pitchers that just gave you the nastiest of fits?
Well, right off the bats, I was 3 for 27 off him lifetime, and 2 of those 3 came in one game in Seattle. So he wasn't a lot of fun to face. But there were some guys out there that were right-handed and didn't have a lot of success. Charlie Nagy for Cleveland. I think I hit 215 off of him lifetime. Certain pitchers have your number. Certain pitchers you hit hard against and just don't have anything to show for it.
So I remember, at least in Little League, and I'm curious if this was for you in the major leagues against Randy Johnson, so that some of us can at least connect to you because we certainly weren't in the majors. I know you went, as you mentioned, you didn't have a ton of success against Randy Johnson. But was there something to the intimidation factor and how large he was, like how lanky and the way he came down with the angle? Or no, you got right in there and you just, for whatever reason or another, had a real tough time fighting off, his pitches because of, the way he came in lefty and such?
Well, I think anybody that's 6'11", if everybody in the league were 6'11", no one would hit 300 probably. But
quote of the day, by the
way. Coincidentally, he tipped his pitches, so that made it a little easier when you knew that a breaking ball was coming. And but you could still know what's coming and not hitting. That's one reason why he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I would say that's how you also know he was downright nasty. If you know what's coming, it's almost like in the movie Major League, right? If you know what's coming, you still can't hit it. You know that he's pretty good. Brian Clark from the Mariners, I have no idea. Do not remember him whatsoever.
No recollection.
I actually think he was like an extra in the Goonies. Like I don't even know if he was actually in the major leagues. I'm not sure. He looked surprised to be on the card.
I know. Yeah, he was out in the parking lot playing catch.
Now I don't want to knock the next guy up in the last one, the '83 pack, and then G5. We'll get the National Treasures ready. But I'll tell you, I don't have fond memories of Eddie Whitson, and I'll tell you why. He's a former Yankee, right?
Yeah, Yeah, I think he had a couple run-ins with George, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's not so much from my memory. It's more of I was from the era before you certainly joined, the Yankees, and you were on the Sox kicking butt in the mid to late 80s. Well, the Yankees were downright terrible. So I remember the likes of like Eddie Whitson, Dennis Rasmussen, Andy Hawkins lost a no-hitter. Throwing a no-hitter, like who loses a game doing that? So that's kind of my recollection from that time period.
Well, when I came over in '93, it was George. Him and Stick Michaels and Buck Showalter. They all had a plan of putting like personalities together, and they went out and got the Paul O'Neills, the Jimmy Keys, the Spike Owens, and various players like this. And we just, we went from the Bronx Zoo to everybody getting along. That was the neat part about it is everyone we'd all go out to dinner together on the road. So it was really neat.
Oh, great. Well, I didn't realize that Lou was on with us. Let me please introduce my... I apologize, J5. Thank you. Lou, are you there?
Yeah, we've been chatting. Wade and I have been chatting.
I did not know that. I'm glad that J5 just flashed me a sign. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
So,
Wade, I'm going to ask you the same. I get the pleasure to work with Rico Petrocelli quite often, and I'm going to rephrase the question I ask him all the time, because I always ask him about his 40 homers in 1969 and what the hell happened.
Right.
With you, the 24 homers in 1987, what the hell happened?
Possibly it was one of those El Nino years where the wind was blowing out. Yeah, I have gone back, looked at all the video and everything, and then went to spring training in '88 and tried to duplicate that swing. And my left hand was completely under my right hand, which creates loft and fly balls. And being a line drive hitter, you want them more or less parallel. And I would hit a lot of long fly balls, and coincidentally they were carrying out of the ballpark. And so it was something that I tried to duplicate in '88 when I went back to spring training. And I think about 3 weeks into spring training, with about a week left, I was hitting a $150 in spring training, and everybody's wondering what the heck's going on. And then it sort of clicked that the line drive stroke came back, but the home run stroke didn't come back. And so that was one of those things that I tried to duplicate, and it never fell back into place.
So we speculated up here quite a while that you just decided to do it because you wanted to see if you could do it. And then you just did it. No, it didn't work that way.
No. If that was the case, I'd hit 500 home runs.
sure, why not?
I mean, that was, if I wanted to do it one year, why wouldn't I want to do it any other year?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'd want 24 every year. Wouldn't that have been great? I mean,
yeah, you might have been a first ballot Hall of Famer.
You know, the one thing playing 11 years in Fenway Park is that all those high line drives that I hit off the top of the green monster might have been home runs in other ballparks. And I'd have really wondered what I'd have done, say in Houston or maybe Wrigley Field, these types of parks that don't have the real high left center field wall. And my doubles would have been home runs in other ballparks like that.
Interesting. So we're getting now to National Treasures Baseball. And I think you're familiar with the Panini Company, right?
Right.
So we're about to open up this National Treasures 2020 box, which contains 10 cards, several autograph cards, memorabilia cards, etc. Possibly the next Yankee great / phenom, right? Really young, but everyone's really excited about Jason Dominguez. Have you had a chance to see him in person at all?
No, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't. To tell you the truth, I can't remember when I've been to a spring training game.
Yeah, well, you and I guess there's the rest of the world right at the moment.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, I wanted to, before we open the box, thank you. I know that there's a lot of your fans that are watching. We have some new folks to Vintage Breaks that were gracious enough to join us to watch you particularly. So thank you again for joining us, and I hope everyone's having a good time. I know some folks aren't exactly sure how it all works. Basically, everything is numbered, so right now you're going to have spots 11 through 18. We'll each get a card in this National Treasures Baseball First Off the Line box, where you can get a variety of potential rookies, veterans, so on and so forth. And I want to have a special shout-out to Kyle, to Jed, to Joe, to Max, to my son Crosby, who's only 6, but I think he's a southpaw, and hitting lefty in my backyard, Wade, which I'm really excited about. And we're right now in the middle of reading book. It's a children's book about Babe Ruth and someone traveling back in time with their dad that Lou, my buddy who's on with us, gave me. And we're approaching the end of it, and we're trying to figure out if Babe Ruth really called his shot or not. And we're having a great old time doing
it. I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, it seems my son's been asking me if time travel is real, and so we're running with it for now.
Give him 4 or 5 years.
Peace to who?
I'm sure Elon Musk will figure something out.
I'm sure he will. All right, so spot number 11 is Kayvon Biggio, which is a game materials card numbered of 99. So this one's not signed, but it's potentially got a piece of his jersey or pants or whatever the case may be, and it's numbered of 99.
And his father's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah. And the Blue Jays are looking really, really solid this year, at least on paper.
Hey, come down to Dunedin and watch a Blue Jays game.
I would love to
Dunedin
do
Blue
that
Jays.
and do a little buy trip for buying cards and do some appraisals. It would be a lot of fun.
There you go.
All right, so Yamaguchi from Toronto, number to 49.
Who's the best pure hitter in the game right now, Wade?
Well, I would say Mike Trout. I mean, he power and he said he had a bad year last year, and I think he wound up second homers and second RBIs and wound up hitting 290 or 292. So, but for his standards, they might be.
Bryce Harper, game used material, numbered of 99.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Although I have to say, as a Yankee fan, I'm glad they stayed away from signing him. I'm really glad they got Cole and they went in the direction they did. Harold Baines, numbered of 25, class of
Hall of
2018. Hall of Famer. Really nice. Game materials card.
You guys have a secret club, all you Hall of Famers? Sit and play some poker somewhere? And
No, actually, Sunday night is our dinner at the induction ceremony, the induction weekend, and we didn't have it in 2019, and we're not. They've canceled the event for this year, and we've lost 10 Hall of Famers, and it's kind of sad that we can't get together and sit there and chat and reminisce a little bit.
Danny Mednick, rookie, autographed, numbered of 7. Next up, ooh, this kid got off to a really torrid start to his career. Randy Arozarena now he's on Arizona, and I probably butchered his name, but it's a gorgeous card, numbered of 99. Pretty cool.
beautiful.
So before we finish that up, I wanted to show you your rookie card here, which someone is going to win. And as you can see, it's in this plastic, right? And the number 9 means it's graded 9 out of 10. So, roughly speaking, let's say it's worth about a few $100s in this condition. But what's happened to baseball cards, Wade, is that, for example, if you were finding a Gemman example of your rookie that's graded a 10 out of 10, it's a lot more rare. There's a population report at psacard.com that will tell you how many have been graded in existence. And I bet you right now, I haven't checked recently, but your rookie card in Gemman condition graded PSA 10 probably sells for a few $1,000s. So there's quite the disparity between, let's say, a gem mint, rookie versus, let's say, a mint or a near mint to mint rookie. Almost think about it like diamonds. And so I just wanted to show you that because this one in particular is a gorgeous example of your rookie. It's very well centered, extremely sharp corners. But, there might be one or two things that are keeping it from grading it just a little bit higher and getting a 10. But there's a big difference in price.
I'll be darned. Wow.
Have any stored away, Wade, anywhere? Your rookie cards?
Oh, I got a safety deposit box.
Oh, really?
I didn't say I didn't collect cards now.
I see that smile, and I can't
go.
wait to get down to see you. Look at that. I can't even hold the cards anymore. I'm off tilt. Andres Munoz, rookie from San Diego, numbered to 49. And we got a couple more out of the box that I want to... Oh, we got something very interesting. Well, this is interesting. Sammy Sosa, signed, numbered of 10.
Look at that.
Wow.
Really, really nice. Gorgeous hit for spot number 18. Pam.
Congratulations, Pamela.
And then the last spot in the break that we are going to do live together is, let's see, it is a booklet, Matt Theis of Los Angeles, autographed, jumbo patch rookie. It's an extra J5 going out to Joseph. There we go. Congratulations. So I'm going to give that to you to put in a holder, please. And then I wanted to show you one of the other great prizes in the event, so that, I don't know if you remember this, but this is the first year, well, I'll just leave it in the plastic for now. This is the first year that Topps came out with a super high-end product called Topps Finest. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that before.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, they're really pretty cards, and so if you made the All-Star team, which you made many, that particular year you would have been on a separate insert set in the set, and they would have been having a green background instead of the regular silver. And this one is a refractor, as you can see right there. And so the refractors are basically like a parallel version of the regular green card. And so this special insert card of you, graded PSA 9, is going to be, believe J5, first place in the event, right? And who won this?
First person on top is...
Just want to make sure that we congratulate them. So Andrew Walton won this card, and he won this card by buying into a special, we call it the Wade Boggs Live Vintage Breaks Experience.
Great.
And we've done this with folks like yourself and so many others that have been gracious enough to give us their time, talk a little sports, and talk a little cards with us. And we usually culminate the event by signing a few items on camera and showing some of the baseballs and maybe a couple of those rookie cards that we're going to give away, to our audience, to some of the Breakamaniacs. And to be fair, Wade, I know we shared it on your social page as well. There may be, I'm hoping, one or two folks that hopped in from your community that maybe are going to win a signed baseball from you or a signed rookie card, or maybe even, one of the cards we just opened.
Terrific.
So I don't know if you happen to have the baseballs of the rookies around you. If not, you can.
Actually, I had signed them and mailed them back today.
Well, see, I gotta tell you,
I wasn't told that I was supposed to sign them on air or anything. I didn't even know about the balls and the cards. To tell you the truth.
We very much appreciate it. It's really interesting. I could tell by the way you showed up several minutes early, and even and folks who are watching, Wade has been kind enough to sign the baseballs and the rookie cards, but there's obviously a reason why he's a 300 300 hitter and a Hall of Famer, because he's clearly prepared all the time. And it was our fault for miscommunicating, but we'll make sure we give those prizes out to everyone who...
Well, we can blame Patrick.
Well, listen, or we can just blame Patrick.
Yeah, let's just blame Patrick.
Yeah, I think that's easy enough. But special shout out to him, really. He's not only someone that we do business with here, but really he's become a personal friend of mine. And I know that, I don't want to get too mushy, but he recently lost his dad. And I know he's not too public about stuff.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
just my heart and my thoughts go out to him and his family. And I know that, we're here for you, Patrick, if you need anything. But Mr. Boggs, thank you again for joining us today. We had a blast. We hope that you did as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been fun.
Awesome.
Good deal.
Thanks so much.
Guys, hope
Be
to
well,
do it again.
and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Hope to do it again.
Awesome. Take care. I just realized we should have asked him to show us his ring.
Yeah.
Because I think when he was signing off, I could see his ring. Oh my goodness.
He was ready.
Yeah. Yeah, he was ready.
Okay. All right, Lou. Thank you.
All right, J5. It was fun.
Yeah. Talk to you next week.
Talk to everyone later.
Bye. Okay. Class act
Oh my god.
all the way.
Oh my god, even showing the seats. Oh my god, the seats.
You got
The seats.
on the upside late. You did impeccable with your time.
Yeah, that was the best
That
I've ever
was
seen you do.
easily the
Dude,
best.
Yeah.
I was like hustling.
Yeah.
Lou was in the middle of something.